Hey, everybody. It is Sunday morning, October 31st, and some sad news has come out in the treasure hunting community. Somebody we all know and love, Bobby D. I'll let Kpro kind of explain it on what happened.
Yeah. So I know it'll take everybody a few minutes or a few seconds to get in here because this was an impromptu live. So let me start with something. Um, we all may have differences and we all may have issues, but when one of our beloved community members has something happen, we come together. We did it year in and year out. We have done this. So there's actually a few people that are having their own crisis, but in this particular case, Bobby D, he's been to the finale. He was at our wedding. He was at WSOF. He's the one that runs the master classes. I mean, everybody knows him. So, but I'm just kind of giving you context. We all know and love Bobby. Bobby had a massive heart attack on Friday night. Um, a few searchers have been in touch with his family. And so I will go over that. And then what do we do when um, crisis hits our community? We reach out to the family and find out what they need. And they have two requests. I won't even say they request. We have said, we know you need some help, and where. So we'll go over that in a second. So let me tell you kind of the status, because we have, I think there's about 4 or 5 searchers in contact with his family right now. So right now, we can say he is not doing well. Um, and he had a major heart attack on Friday, and now he's fighting for his life. He is in a coma. He has a lot of medications, and he has a medically induced coma. So it sounds like I'm going to go to my notes because I was able to speak with his sister, and she explained some things to me that really helped. And then Copper Dan, 3D Bronze, Laurel, a few others have been in contact, and I'll give you all the stories are the same, but they're a little bit different as well. So massive heart attack in a coma and on a ventilator. He coded 10 times, which means if you see in the movies where someone flatlines and then they have to kind of bring them back to life, that happened about 10 times. And when that happens, I did not know this, it um, warms the blood. And now his blood is too warm because of the number of times they had to do that. So they started a cooling procedure this morning to try to cool his blood because that can cause brain damage. And then they're going to be scanning they're going to be doing brain scans to understand what, if any, damage has been done. There is a stint in, but that is where the problem is. There was a little bit of detail there. I didn't understand it all. Um, but it was interesting because it was so, and I'm sorry, I don't have chat up, guys. It was so tragic of a story of where he's at right now. But then there was this transition with his lovely sister that said, but we're not giving up. This is where we need the community's help. She doesn't know all the players and people. I was like, I'm the one that he was at our wedding in Vegas. She's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, she
Um,
does.
yeah, like there's too many people and we have handles and then names and all of that. But her biggest thing is, so there's a couple things. One is nobody can come and visit. Because of COVID, they're only allowing family, direct family. I know some people were wanting to come out and visit.
And
Um,
only one at a time, from what we hear, which is how do you keep family restricted? If I heard right, how do you keep family restricted to one at a time? So,
Well, when I flew out to see my dad,
yeah,
I had the same
that's
issue.
right.
And
That's
then
right.
we snuck somebody in because the nurses felt so bad. My
Hmm.
daughter got snuck in,
Hmm.
and that was its own. It's awful right now. Um, so with that, there's really two things that we are asking the community to do on their behalf. So of course, I wanted and several have already called to action. They are working through it. Um, in their own ways of how it's like you mobilize the masses. It's awesome. So I
Hmm.
want to say a special thank you to 3D Bronze and Copper Dan and Laurel.
Hmm.
Those are the people I've spoken with. So let me go through 3D bronze. He went into a lot of detail um, about kind of where he's at from a medical standpoint.
Yeah.
But he did say Bobby is one of the most caring and supportive people I've ever known, and is sure to be there for us in the community when we need it most, even in the last few days before this happened. Unfortunately, Bobby does not come from a place of great means, and the hospital airlifted him 2 hours away from his family's home. To make things worse, Bobby's sister had some issues with an account. We're going to get into that in a second. Of if you want to donate to her, this is where, of course, Copper Dan, Copper Dan comes to the rescue, and he's found a way through to make sure that we can get Bobby's family the help that they need.
So
I
real
did get
quick,
it.
real
Sure.
quick, bro. So somebody at Facebook just said, "Is this about Cluey?" And no, we know that Brad and Jana and Brad, that Brad is in the hospital, but this is about a different treasure hunter. This is about Bobby D. I just want to make sure that clear for everybody. I wanted
Yeah.
to make sure that's clear for everybody. Um, when Jana needs the help and support, we will be there for Jana, of course, as well when she reaches out for that. But if anybody's wondering who's Bobby D, if you guys remember World Series of Fen this year in January, he was up there. He was out here for World Series of Fen, and we've got some pictures to show. And then also up in Yellowstone, was that the finale where
Yep.
Bobby D was up there? They did the water in front of the dude. That Bobby was there for that, right? If I remember right.
Right.
So yeah, those two things, and then Bobby D's master class. He did a
Yep.
master class on codes and ciphers that a lot of people joined. So just want to
Right.
put that out there if anybody's wondering who
And he's one of
Bobby
the,
D
I
is.
call it the poker crew. He's one of the poker crew just because
Yeah,
he's
of course.
always in the poker stuff. Yeah. Um, okay, let me look at chat real quick before we get into some details. When the
Mhm.
blood heats up, it causes the blood to clot faster? Question mark. If you're asking me, I don't, maybe without the it
I don't
doesn't sound
know.
good.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
any.
how it works, but it does not sound. Um, it sounds like they're in a really hard spot right now.
Mhm.
Okay, and then I did get an update this morning, and this is awesome. So 3D bronze is, I think Bobby's a friend to everybody, but I think 3D bronze, I didn't know this until now. 3D bronze and Bobby are close friends, like in real life friends. And he was able to get a FaceTime
Mm.
with Bobby on the phone. She held the phone to his ear and he was able to speak to him. She also read the messages that I wrote him. She says he believes he can hear what she's reading because his eyelids moved. I hope others can write notes. That's coming up in a second. Um, I hope others can write nice, pleasant thoughts to him. Betty will read them, and it's helping him stay strong. So here is where yeah, and Bobby was the one that did the road trip. I think it
Mhm.
was the boys' trip, where Sam and Nemo and Bobby went across country and had a blast. And they kind of let us follow them along the way and had some videos, which was super fun.
So
So,
Copper Dan with the super chat. He says, "My initial fundraiser is for short-term relief financially, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute, Copper Dan. But we could use a caring bridge or a GoFundMe, and it's beyond his expertise. And yeah, we can set that up for sure. But I
yeah,
think with what you're doing, Copper Dan, I think we let that run its course first because I think that's a great way for people to donate as well. And we're going to talk about that in 1 minute.
yeah. So I think, and that's a perfect segue. I think Copper Dan has exactly the right um, frame of mind of we just happen to be on the West Coast. In 12 hours time, the family is in a kind of dire spot. They're over 2 hours away. um, they are significantly changing everything to try to accommodate, help, and they have short-term challenges to make sure that they are supporting Bobby right now. Then there'll be longer term when we talk about all these brain scannings and this and that. I don't even know what that looks like yet, but we will look at whatever that looks like. But really, we're doing the call to
Yeah.
action for this next week. This next week is. Um, this next week is going to be critical to help them keep going. Um, the last thing they need to worry, they're going to need to worry about sleeping, not worrying, not breaking down more often than they should. It's okay to break down. And we're just going to help a little bit with some great messages. And if you're able to donate, that's what we're asking
Mm.
for you to do today. And of course, Copper Dan comes through with probably the most popular items that we've ever seen in the Treasure Hunting Amusement Park, which is some Copper Dan art. So let's go to the PowerPoint.
So our friend Bobby D is in the hospital. He had a massive heart attack. We need to support our friend and his family. There's some pictures of Bobby from World Series of Fen. There's a picture of Bobby's family. They did find one of the people who found one of the golden tickets for the Candyman hunt. Um, so a couple things. Please send well wishes and favorite stories to packbetty90@gmail.com with the title Message to Bobby. That is Bobby's sister, and she's going to read them to him in the hospital room. You know, one of the things that people say when they're either in a coma or in the hospital is that they can still hear. And she would like people that knew Bobby to send well wishes, and she will read out loud to him in the hospital room. And number two, there's two ways you can donate at this point. Copper Dan has doing an awesome thing. He's donating all three of his Forest Fen related Thrill of the Chase copper pieces to, he will do a random drawing, I believe, for everybody who donates to Copper Dan's PayPal. That's copperdan17@gmail.com. And he will take all that money and get it to Bobby's family. And several times here in the chat, I put the link. Copper Dan made his own video. So please go watch his video and you'll get the details on what he's doing. And again, his PayPal for anybody who wants to donate is copperdan17@gmail.com. And then Bobby's family has a Cash App. That is really the only way they're accepting money directly at this time, through the Cash App. And that is $Betty Pack 76. That's $BETTYPACK 76. Now, there is something we have to talk about, and we talked to Copper Dan about this, and that is in
Wait, let's.
Copper's.
Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, I was just going to say about the misspelled. So in Copper Dan's video that he's had up, I'm not sure how long it's been up, but in the description, Copper Dan had misspelled the Cash App for the family. So if you donated to that Cash App, I don't know how Cash App works. I don't know if you can retract it. I don't know if you can resend it, but this is the correct one. And Copper Dan has updated his description. He just had a typo when he typed it. That's all. But we wanted to make sure everyone's aware of it. And we just talked to Copper Dan on the phone, so he changed his description, and this is the correct Cash App. But you go through Copper Dan's PayPal. You could use the family's Cash App. Those are the two ways. Go ahead, Deeper.
Couple things. We have 3D bronze that it says, Bobby and I speak every day working on treasure hunts and about life. I'm crushed by this and thank everyone who has and will support him and his family in any way they can. And I think that exactly hits it. Isn't this interesting what the treasure hunting amusement park has brought the community? You have friendships that have formed that I don't think a lot of people even know about. I know I was traveling with Shannon, and I'm like, Shannon, do you have a like close friend? And like, so she's like, oh, I talked to such and such. She can say such and such all the time. I'm like, really? I know her from chat. I didn't know you guys did. So it's just interesting how those things all come about. So I want to make a few other points. So can you bring up that PowerPoint? Um, so really the family, it's interesting because I think we have a very humble and wonderful family of Bobby D's. Bobby D's family, when I talked to her, all she was requesting is well wishes so she could read them to Bobby. Um, I like how Copper Dan puts it. I think a lot of us know people in the community, and we basically said we know. I did not have this conversation, but Copper Dan's video framed it perfectly. Of we know you're in a hardship situation. We're going to help, and they of course were open to. They were aware, and so this is not something they've asked for. This is something we do, and so the Cash App is the only thing that Betty has. It's kind of interesting because think of Betty as me and think about if Mike has had something happen. I don't even know how to get a PayPal or any of that. So she has a Cash App, but since so many people don't, like even Mike said, I don't know how Cash App works. Um, you just donate to Copper Dan's PayPal and he will get it all over to the Cash App. I know he's said, I'm going to work the afternoon of figuring that out. So he will figure it out. And some people might say, well, gosh, those pieces are so incredible. How much do I donate? Donate what you can. I know with the fundraisers we've done, some people donate $5, $7, $10. Some people have to wait a couple days to get their paycheck in, and some people donate $1,000. It's what you can, and that's all we can ask of the community. But if everyone in the community donated a few dollars, this could really help them through. This could make an extra gas tank of going back and forth, etc. So somebody else might ask the question of the WWWH pieces. There was only 80 of them and they're gone. How could he be making another? Copper Dan is making another, but on the back, there's not going to be a number. It's going to be BD for Bobby D. So it is a very special, more limited than ever because all the rest are gone. But you not only get WWWH, but you get Canyon Down and Too Far to Walk. And I think he said it ends a week from tomorrow, so Monday of next week. So that is, of course, we never want these things to happen, but this is where our community shines because this is what we do. We're here for each other. So I want to also, again, like Mike said, I know Jana's going through a hard time. And she's putting updates on Facebook. Brad's been to our events as well, and he's wonderful. And we are saddened, and we want to help her when she's ready. I know right now she's just running; her tank's running on empty, and so we want to say how sorry we are for her situation. And then Cynthia's father is in hospice, and he is having end of life issues, and
Oh,
so
Cynthia?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
So yeah, she just kind of came out with it last night, and it was during our trip that things got. Her dad took a turn, and anyway, just know, and that's where I think we can end this. Of you never know what's happening in someone's life, and so we need to be kinder, or I need to be kinder and more open and understanding. And I think this kind of it puts me in a jolt back to, okay, we have some really good people, and we really need to focus on Bobby. I will be writing my note. I'm going to try to make it funny. I'm going to try to make it very unique to our situation. Mountain Dew will be included in mine. So anyway, I've babbled on long enough. Go ahead, Mike.
So we got a message from 3D Bronze. Let me get a second for it to come up here. Anyone who donates over $100, please have them email me, and I will send them a medium-sized chest. It will take some time, but I will get them out. I will take care of domestic shipping. So 3D Bronze, everybody, 3dbronze.com. Yeah, that's awesome. Gift. Thank you, 3D Bronze. So everybody go watch Copper Dan's video. He's donating 3 of his Thrill the Chase pieces. 3D Bronze says for anybody that donates over 100 to Copper Dan, I'm assuming, let him email him, and then he'll send them out a medium-sized replica of the treasure chest, which is awesome. So yeah, it's just a hard thing to hear. And so now that there's 2 people in the community that are in the hospital, yeah, but we do what we can, and that's all we can do. So if you can donate, yeah, please donate, whether it's to the Cash App, to the family, to Copper Dan's PayPal. That money will get to them eventually, one way or the other. And yeah, please give what you can.
So those of you that know Laurel, Copper Dan, 3D Bronze, Mike, myself, there are some people you can talk to. We will update with updates when we have them. I'll try to get them both on Thor because I know we have a lot of non-Facebook users. We'll get on the Facebook pages, but I'll update as we know. Maybe we'll set up a group chat or something. So anyway, any of us can give the updates that we have, and when we have them.
There it is. Yeah, everybody, just take care out there and be safe. And yeah, updates will get out. And I believe go watch Copper Dan's video, but I believe his giveaway is going to last for 1 week till a week from tomorrow. So give what you can, and really send those emails to Copper Dan. Excuse me. Send the email to Bobby's family, because she's going to read those, and I think that's important. I think it'd be important for Bobby to hear things from certain people. So please email if you can and send some thoughts. So
We love you, Bobby.
yep, we love you. We hope you get better. And okay, everybody, that's it. Stay safe out there for Halloween, everybody. We'll see you next time.